Here's something that'll blow your mind. Lottery winners return to their baseline happiness within just 18 months of winning millions. Think about that for a moment. You could win $50 million today, and by next summer, you'd be exactly as happy as you are right now. This isn't just surprising, it's revolutionary, because it reveals something profound about how happiness actually works. And if you stick around for the next 4 minutes, you'll discover the scientific blueprint that can literally rewire your brain for lasting joy. No lottery ticket required. This phenomenon has a name, the hedonic treadmill. And understanding it is your first step toward cracking the happiness code that scientists have been studying for decades. So here's the happiness paradox that changes everything. Sonja Lyubomirsky, one of the world's leading happiness researchers, discovered something that flips conventional wisdom on its head. She found that your circumstances, your job, your income, where you live, even your relationship status, only account for 10% of your happiness. 10%. Meanwhile, your genetics determine about 50%, which might sound discouraging, but here's the game changer. That leaves 40% completely under your control. Let me repeat that because it's crucial. 40% of your happiness is entirely within your power to change. This isn't feel-good psychology. This is hard science showing you have far more control over your emotional state than you ever imagined. But here's where it gets fascinating. Your brain runs on 4 key happiness chemicals: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. Think of them as nature's happiness cocktail, and the beautiful thing is, you can learn to mix this cocktail yourself. Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology, discovered that lasting happiness comes from 5 specific ingredients that trigger these chemicals: positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and achievement. He calls it the PERMA model. But here's what most people don't know. Harvard's Grant study, the longest-running study on human happiness, followed subjects for over 80 years and revealed one shocking truth. After 8 decades of research, they found that the single strongest predictor of happiness wasn't wealth, fame, or career success. It was the quality of relationships. The people who stayed connected to family, friends, and community were not just happier, they were healthier and lived longer. Now, let's talk about something that can literally reshape your brain: gratitude. Robert Emmons conducted groundbreaking research that showed gratitude practice physically changes your brain structure within just 8 weeks. But here's the twist. Most people do gratitude wrong. The technique that actually rewires your brain is what scientists call the 3-2-1 gratitude protocol. Every evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for. But here's the crucial part. For each item, identify 2 specific reasons why you're grateful, and then connect each reason to one personal strength or positive quality about yourself. This isn't just feel-good journaling. This is brain rewiring technology. Let me emphasize this again. This practice physically changes your neural pathways in just 8 weeks. Your brain starts scanning for positive experiences instead of negative ones, literally rewiring itself for happiness. Here's another breakthrough that changes everything: the science of flow. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi discovered that the happiest moments in human life aren't passive, relaxing times. They occur when we're in a state called flow, where we're completely absorbed in activities that challenge us just enough. The flow formula is surprisingly precise. You need activities where your skill level perfectly matches the challenge level. Too easy, and you're bored. Too hard, and you're anxious. But hit that sweet spot, and your brain releases a cocktail of happiness chemicals that creates what scientists call optimal experience. Here's how to engineer flow in your daily life. Identify activities where you lose track of time, then gradually increase the challenge as your skills improve. This could be anything from cooking to coding to conversation. The key is finding that perfect balance point where you're stretched but not stressed. Let me repeat these 4 scientific pathways to happiness one more time. First, remember that 40% of your happiness is under your control. Second, nurture your relationships because they're the strongest predictor of lifelong happiness. Third, practice the 3-2-1 gratitude protocol to rewire your brain's default settings. And fourth, engineer flow experiences by matching challenges to your skills. The science is clear. Happiness isn't something that happens to you, it's something you can systematically build. Your brain might be wired for survival, but with these tools, you can rewire it for joy. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next video.